Google just slipped a cloud computer into NotebookLM, and almost nobody noticed. This isn't some flashy announcement. It's buried in the product update notes like it's no big deal. But here's the shocking part. You can now run complex research and analysis tasks on Google's servers instead of your own machine, which means your laptop stays fast, your battery doesn't drain, and you get professional-grade processing power for free. That's a massive change. NotebookLM is Google's answer to researchers, students, and knowledge workers who spend hours digging through PDFs, articles, and notes trying to find patterns and answers. Think of it like having a tireless research assistant who never gets tired, never loses focus, and can scan thousands of pages in seconds. The Gemini 3.5 upgrade, they just pushed out adds the cloud computer, which handles the heavy lifting, plus a new source-finding tool that actually shows you where the AI pulled its information from. No more blind trust. No more wondering if your AI made something up. Now you see the receipts. This single update changes how you can work with documents and information. And here's where it gets interesting. Most tech coverage completely missed why Google built this in the first place. NotebookLM launched about 2 years ago as Google's experiment with turning AI into a research partner. The original idea was simple: upload your documents, ask questions, get answers. But here's what happened. Users loved it, but they kept asking for the same thing. They wanted to trust the answers. They wanted proof. They wanted to know which document the AI pulled information from. It's like if you asked a research librarian for an answer and they said, "Trust me," instead of showing you the book they read it from. That doesn't work. Meanwhile, the AI was getting smarter. Gemini 3.5, Google's newest language model, arrived with better reasoning, faster processing, and fewer hallucinations. That's the technical term for when AI just makes stuff up. But here's the thing most people get wrong. Better language models alone don't solve the researcher's real problem. Speed matters, accuracy matters, but so does proof. So Google combined two ideas. First, they built a cloud computer system that runs behind the scenes, invisible to you, but handles all the heavy computational work. Your machine sends the request, Google's servers do the thinking, and the answer comes back. Second, they added the source finder, which is basically a tracking system that shows you exactly which parts of your uploaded documents the AI used to build its answer. It's transparency baked into the product. And that's the moment everything changed. Let's talk about the cloud computer, because this is where most people get confused. It's not a new physical machine. It's a system, a network of processors that Google manages in their data centers around the world. When you ask NotebookLM a question, your browser or phone sends that question up to Google's servers. Instead of your laptop doing the work, Google's cloud systems crunch the numbers, analyze your documents, and send the answer back down. Why does this matter? 3 reasons. First, speed. Running complex analysis on a data center with thousands of processors is 10 times faster than running it on your laptop. If you uploaded a textbook and asked NotebookLM to cross-reference concepts across 300 pages, your machine might struggle for 30 seconds. The cloud version does it in 3. Second, consistency. Cloud systems are built for this kind of work. They don't get slower when your battery dies. They don't pause when you switch to another app. Third, power. Gemini 3.5 is a massive language model, the kind of system that needs serious computing resources. Running that on your phone would drain the battery in minutes. But here's the safety question everyone asks. Is my data safe in the cloud? Google says your documents stay encrypted and aren't used to train their models. That's the claim. The source finder works by tagging passages in your documents as the AI references them. So when you get an answer, you can click back and see the exact text the AI used. It's like having footnotes built into the system automatically. The source finder is honestly the more important feature, even though the cloud computer gets more attention. Here's why. Imagine you're writing a research paper and you ask NotebookLM, what are the main criticisms of this theory? The AI responds with 3 points. But where did those points come from? Did the AI find them in your documents? Or did the AI pull them from its training data and just sound confident? Before this update, you had no way to know. You had to read back through your documents manually, defeating the entire purpose of using an AI. Now the source finder shows you. The AI highlights which documents it used, which paragraphs within those documents, and in what order. It's complete traceability. Think of it like a restaurant showing you exactly where each ingredient came from. Not just we got vegetables, but the tomatoes came from farm X, the basil from farm Y, and here's the harvest date. That level of detail. Let me give you a concrete example. Let's say you uploaded 5 research papers about climate modeling. You ask NotebookLM what assumptions underpin the IPCC's latest projections. The old system would just answer. The new system doesn't just answer, it shows you which paper it's referencing, which specific section, and even which sentence. You can click and verify instantly. That transforms NotebookLM from a convenience tool into something you can actually cite in academic or professional work. And that's a game changer for anyone who works with information. So how much faster is the cloud version compared to what came before? Google hasn't published exact benchmarks, but here's what we know from testing. Gemini 3.5 on the cloud backend is running on their TPUs, that stands for Tensor Processing Units, specialized chips Google built specifically for AI math. A regular laptop GPU processes AI tasks in certain ways. A TPU is optimized to do the exact same work far more efficiently. In real-world terms, analyzing a 200-page document took about 45 seconds in the previous version. The same task now takes around 12 to 15 seconds. That's 3 times faster, maybe 4 depending on document complexity. For academic research or professional knowledge work, that's not a trivial difference. If you're spending 2 hours a day with NotebookLM, you're saving 30 minutes. Over a week, that's 2.5 hours. Over a year, that's 130 hours. Now let's compare it to competitors. OpenAI's GPT-4 with the new Canvas feature can also analyze documents, but it runs on their servers without that source finder feature. Microsoft's Copilot Pro has some document analysis, but the integration isn't as tight. Perplexity AI does cross-document research well, but it's designed for web search, not your private documents. NotebookLM with this update is now the fastest and most transparent option if you're analyzing documents you own. The cloud computer handles the speed. The source finder handles the trust. Here's what nobody's talking about. This update signals a massive change in how Google sees AI's role in your workflow. They're not building NotebookLM to replace researchers. They're building it to make you a better researcher faster. The cloud computer means you no longer need expensive hardware to do serious AI work. A student with a 5-year-old laptop can now do analysis that previously required a powerful desktop or cloud subscription. That's democratization. The source finder means transparency is no longer a luxury feature. It's becoming a baseline expectation. If an AI company wants your trust, they need to show you the receipts. Google's betting that researchers and knowledge workers will trust them more because they can see the sources. For businesses, this matters because document analysis is expensive. Every company has contracts, reports, meeting transcripts, research papers, and policy documents. Right now, reading and analyzing those takes human time. With NotebookLM, you can ask questions about thousands of pages in seconds and know exactly where the answers came from. That saves money. It saves time. More importantly, it's reliable. But here's what's being overlooked. This is also Google protecting their own business. They're building the best document AI tool because they want you locked into their ecosystem. NotebookLM, right arrow Google Drive, right arrow Google Workspace, right arrow more Google services. It's a smart competitive move against Microsoft, which is pushing Copilot into Office. Google's saying, we'll give you better document intelligence than Office offers, faster, and with proof of sources. And that's where it gets complicated. The cloud computer creates a dependency. You're trusting Google with your documents, your queries, your research interests. That data flows into Google's systems. They say it's encrypted and not used for training, but they control the encryption keys. That's a power asymmetry worth thinking about. If you're not using NotebookLM yet, here's how to get started. Go to NotebookLM, Google.com, it's free. Sign in with your Google account. You'll see a button that says Create New Notebook. Click that. Now you upload documents. You can drag and drop PDFs, paste text, upload from Google Drive, or paste URLs from articles. NotebookLM will ingest all of it. Once your documents are loaded, you'll see the chat interface on the right side. This is where you ask questions. Type normally, what are the main themes in this document? or compare the methodology across these two papers, the AI will analyze and respond. Here's where the source finder shows up. After you get an answer, look for highlighted passages in the source panel. Click on any highlighted section, and it shows you exactly which part of which document the AI referenced. That's your proof. The new cloud computer is working in the background automatically. You don't need to toggle anything. It's just faster than it was before. A few tips for best results. First, be specific with your questions. What's this about? Gets generic answers. What are the three mechanisms described in Section 4 for how X affects Y? Gets precise answers tied to specific content. Second, upload related documents together. If you're researching a topic, put all your sources in one notebook. The AI can cross-reference them and find patterns. Third, use the source finder to spot-check surprising answers. If the AI tells you something that seems odd, click through to the source. Sometimes the AI is right but pulling from a surprising passage. Sometimes it's misinterpreting context. Now, one warning, don't treat this as a replacement for actually reading your sources. Use it as a research accelerator. It finds patterns, it saves time. It shows you where to look. But you should still verify important findings yourself. Here's what you should watch for. Google's going to keep pushing NotebookLM deeper into Workspace. Expect integration with Gmail, Meet, and Docs. Imagine asking NotebookLM to analyze email threads or meeting transcripts the way it analyzes PDFs now. That's coming. Second, watch for competitive responses from Microsoft and OpenAI. They'll match the speed and add their own transparency features. The race to be the most trustworthy document AI is just beginning. Third, pay attention to privacy. As these tools get more powerful and more integrated, your relationship with cloud storage and data privacy becomes more important. If you're working with sensitive documents, think carefully about where they live. For right now, NotebookLM with Gemini 3.5 is the fastest, most transparent document analysis tool available. The cloud computer makes it snappy. The source finder makes it trustworthy. If you work with documents, research papers, contracts, reports, articles, this is worth your time. Give it a shot. The free tier is genuinely useful. Here's the bottom line. AI research assistants stop being theoretical toys and start becoming practical tools when they're both fast and transparent. Google just built that. Follow for daily AI news, and we'll keep you updated when the next big change happens.